What if you could hand over your entire financial life to an AI? Would it make you richer, or would it lead to absolute chaos? Well, I decided to find out. For the next 30 days, I'm letting an artificial intelligence completely control my money. This isn't just any experiment. We're time traveling a bit. We're setting this challenge in the year 2026 with a monthly income of just $2,000. Now, I know what you're thinking. $2,000 a month in 2026. That sounds tough. And you're right. We're intentionally creating this challenging scenario because, for many people, this is a reality. The goal here isn't to show off a lavish lifestyle, but to see if AI can find opportunities and create financial stability even when the odds are stacked against you. Can it truly help us save smarter when every single dollar counts? To run this experiment, I'm using a specialized AI financial planning app. Let's call it Finbit AI for our simulation. I've fed it all the details, our income of $2,000, and our fictional persona's essential expenses. I've given the AI full control over categorizing spending, adjusting budgets in real time, and even suggesting investment moves with a small, designated portion of the funds. I will act as the hands of the AI, executing every single transaction it commands. No questions asked. I'm a little nervous, not gonna lie. This could be brilliant, or it could be a complete disaster. Let's get started. Alright, day 1. I've synced our fictional bank account with Finbit AI. The first thing it did was a deep dive into our projected expenses. I set up the basics. Rent is $950, utilities are estimated at $150, and a student loan payment is $200. That's $1,300 gone right off the bat, leaving us with just $700 for the entire month. That's about $23 a day for everything else: food, transportation, personal care, and hopefully some savings. Immediately, the AI flagged our situation as high financial strain. Thanks, Finbit, I already knew that. But then it did something interesting. It didn't just give me a generic budget. It created what it calls a dynamic spending plan. It allocated a strict $300 for groceries for the month, which breaks down to $75 per week. It also set a transportation budget of $100, assuming we're using public transit. For personal care and household items, it gave us a tiny $50. This leaves us with $250. The AI split this into 3 pots. The first is a $100 flex fund for any unforeseen expenses or small social outings. The second is a $50 skill-up fund, which it recommended using for online courses or books to increase earning potential. And the last $100? It immediately moved it into a high-yield savings category. The AI's logic was clear: pay yourself first, even if it's a small amount. No excuses. Let's see how week 1 goes with this hyper-strict plan. So, we're 1 week into the experiment, and things are intense. The AI is like a hawk. On Monday, I went grocery shopping with a list generated by the AI based on low-cost, high-nutrition recipes. The total came to $78.50, which was $3.50 over our $75 weekly budget. The instant the transaction posted, I got a notification from Finbit. It said, "Grocery overspend detected. Recalibrating." It immediately pulled $3.50 from our $100 flex fund, leaving us with $96.50. It's ruthless. Later in the week, a friend invited me out for a coffee. A simple latte would cost about $6. Before I could even decide, I plugged the potential expense into the app as instructed. The AI analyzed it and responded, "This expense does not align with your primary goal of building an emergency fund. Suggestion: propose a walk in the park instead. Cost $0. I have to admit, it was a little embarrassing to tell my friend I couldn't grab a coffee because my AI said no, but I stuck to the rules. We went for a walk. The AI is also constantly scanning for ways to cut costs. It sent me an alert on Wednesday, suggesting one switch my mobile data plan to a cheaper provider it found, estimating a savings of $15 per month starting next month. It even pre-filled the application form. This is where the AI starts to feel less like a nagging parent and more like a helpful assistant, actively looking for opportunities I would have missed. At the end of week 1, We've spent $185, which is slightly over the AI's ideal target, but it has adjusted. We still have money, but freedom? Not so much. Welcome to the halfway point, the end of week 2. And this is where things got really interesting. The AI decided our income was the biggest problem? Shocker. I received a notification that said, stagnant income is the primary obstacle. Activating income acceleration protocols. I had no idea what that meant. It turns out, the AI used our $50 Skill Up Fund. It subscribed me to a 1-month course on a freelancing platform for virtual assistant services, costing $49.99. Then, it started scanning gig websites and freelance marketplaces for small, remote tasks that matched the skills from the course. It found a data entry project that would pay $100 for about 5 to 6 hours of work. It presented the opportunity to me with a clear breakdown. Projected time commitment, 6 hours. Projected income, $100. This represents a $16.67 hourly rate. Accepting this will increase your monthly income by 5%. I spent a Saturday afternoon completing the gig. As soon as the $100 was paid, the AI automatically split it. It put $50 into our high-yield savings, bringing our total savings to $150. It allocated $20 to replenish our now-depleted Skill Up Fund, and the remaining $30 was added to our Flex Fund as a reward for proactive income generation. This was a major turning point. The AI wasn't just about restriction anymore. It was about actively creating growth. It used data to identify a problem, proposed a solution, allocated resources to execute it, and then managed the rewards. It turned a tight budget into an active strategy for improvement. I was genuinely impressed. We're now in the final stretch, the end of week 3 and heading into week 4. After the success of the freelance gig, the AI has been doubling down on this strategy. It's been sending me 2 or 3 small gig opportunities per day, things like transcribing short audio files or moderating a forum for an hour. It's not glamorous work, but it's flexible and it pays. One accepted a few more, earning an additional $75 this week. The AI immediately put that money to work. $40 went straight to savings, and $35 went into a new category it created called micro-investment. The app explained its choice based on your risk profile and long-term goals. We are allocating a small portion of supplemental income to a diversified, low-cost ETF. This initiates the habit of investing, regardless of the amount. It invested $35 into a simulated S&P 500 index fund. It's a tiny amount, but the psychological shift is huge. The AI is teaching me that you don't need to be rich to start investing. On the spending side, the AI has learned my habits. It noticed I buy a snack from a vending machine at work every afternoon. It calculated that this costs me about $15 a week. Its suggestion: bulk purchase snacks during your weekly grocery run. Projected savings, $10 per week. It even added a box of granola bars to my next shopping list. It's these small, data-driven optimizations that are starting to add up in a big way. We're not just surviving on this budget anymore. We're actually making progress. All right, 30 days are up. The experiment is over. Let's look at the final numbers and see what the AI accomplished with just $2,000. Now for the expenses. Our fixed costs were $1,300 for rent, utilities, and the loan. For our variable spending, we spent $310 on groceries, $95 on transport, and $48 on personal and household items. Our flex fund was used for that grocery overage and a few other small necessities, with about $40 left. So, where did the rest of the money go? This is the best part. The AI managed to save $190 in our high-yield savings account. It invested $35 into the stock market, and we have $20 sitting in our Skill Up Fund, ready for next month. In total, on an income that felt impossible, the AI managed to save and invest $145. That's an 11% savings rate. So, would I let an AI control my money in real life? My answer is a bit complicated. The first 2 weeks were brutal. The constant notifications, the rigid restrictions, it felt like I had no freedom. It was a constant reminder of how tight the budget was. But in the second half of the month, the AI shifted from a defensive watchdog to an offensive coach. It didn't just manage scarcity, it actively created opportunities. It pushed me to earn more and invest, even with tiny amounts. What I learned is that the true power of this technology isn't just about budgeting. It's about removing the emotion and procrastination from our financial decisions. It forces you to confront the numbers and take action. It automates the good habits we all know we should be doing. While I probably wouldn't give an AI 100% control, I would absolutely use it as a powerful co-pilot. It's an incredible tool for finding your financial blind spots and building a logical, actionable plan for the future. This experiment, even though it was a simulation, showed that with the right strategy, it is possible to make progress even on a very limited income. It's not easy, but it is possible. What do you think? Would you ever let an AI manage your finances? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to Save Smarter for more financial experiments. See you next time.